Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, and take a look at your next 7 days. Now, I'm not going to show you much in the way of temperatures because that's really not going to change much over the next seven days. The big story will be the precipitation, and I'll show you that here in just a second. First, though, let's take a look at those temperatures. So you're looking at most of the country pretty warm. High temperatures, mid to upper 80s right here in the Ohio Valley. You will see again splotches of yellow, and that reflects, once again, where there's clouds and precipitation. So over the next 7 days, you're going to see these blotches kind of move more from west to east. We call that zonal flow, and that's also going to set up a rather unsettled weather pattern for us here in the eastern half of the country, and that includes here in the Midwest. Now by Wednesday, notice not much real change here. Again, some blotches of yellow here and there, but generally speaking, temperatures are going to be fairly warm. By next Sunday, not much changes. A little bit cooler maybe up towards the Canadian border, but again, fairly warm for the most part, the seasonal, if you will, over the next 7 days. Here where it gets interesting. Here on Monday, we have a frontal system pushing its way through the Ohio Valley. It looks like a fairly soggy day, especially more in the afternoon, but for us right here in the Ohio Valley, but most of the Midwest will experience some showers and certainly some cloud cover across most of the Midwest, drying out nicely down into the state of Florida. But you're still going to see certainly those afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Here on Tuesday, that frontal system kind of gets hung up, and once again we're kind of looking more of a zonal flow, so we're going to get a little bit of bits of energy developing out west, not where there's not much moisture, and then move into the area where we do have a lot of moisture, and that's going to kick off some showers and thunderstorms, primarily in the afternoon as we go through the next 7 days. But that could happen anytime, but I think the best chance will be in the afternoon. It looks a little interesting down in the Gulf, doesn't it? Well, the conditions aren't quite right yet down there, and I think we're going to be okay for the next 7 days as far as the Gulf is concerned. You kind of see here this on Wednesday, it kind of goes away. We're going to see it flaring up a little bit. It drops, the little energy does drop a little bit more towards the southeast, but again, nothing really to concern ourselves with. But right here, though, again, in the Midwest, another bit of energy moves on in with the soupy air that we have out there, a lot of humidity, you know what I'm talking about. That's going to kick off some showers and thunderstorms. Then by Thursday, again, it moves more towards the east, but back here in the Midwest, still lingering some showers and thunderstorms. So there could be quite a bit of rainfall in this area of the country. Florida looks like you're going to get a nice little shot of rain as well. By Friday, it dries out a little bit, but comes the next bit of energy, again, moving into that soupy air, and so we're going to see some more showers and thunderstorms, but most of the eastern quarter or third of the country is going to be relatively unsettled as we head on into the upcoming week. Saturday, once again, not much change once again. And also keep in mind that with the heating of the sun, we could get technically a severe thunderstorm, probably more in very heavy rainfall, gusty winds, maybe a little bit of hail, but I think gusty winds and a lot of rainfall is where we could see some real issues there. And as we head on into the weekend, again, it's basically unsettled, so you're not going to need to water your grass over the next couple of days. And that's certainly some good news, too, because we did have a little bit of a dry period in portions of the Midwest over the last week as we had that very hot weather around the area. So basically, temperature is pretty close to normal, fairly warm, but it is going to be a little bit unsettled as we head on into the next 7 days. I'm George, the Weather Dad. Enjoy the next couple days. Make sure, though, you keep your rain gear handy.